Hello, welcome to Mr. Paul's Pantry. I'm Mr. Paul and it's nice to see you here again, and if you're a new visitor, a very warm welcome. Thank you for calling round. Now this is the time of the week when I show you what I've been having for my meals during the past 7 days. It may be lunch, it may be evening meal, it depends on what I've been doing that particular day. But for new visitors, I'll just explain there are no recipes on this video. It's a very short one. It's just to show you what I've had for my meals and hopefully give you some ideas of what you can do for yourselves. Now, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, consider subscribing because it's free to do so. Just press the red button where it says subscribe. A little bell at the side will appear. If you click that, YouTube will tell you every time I put up a new video and you won't miss one. Now, this week I've got a varied menu, but I'm also asking you, people who've been watching these videos for the last few weeks, they're pretty new. I think this is number 7th week. If you've any ideas or suggestions how I can change it or anything else you'd like to see in this video, then please leave them in the comments underneath and I'll see what we can do. If you see anything today that you enjoy and I have made a video or a recipe of it, the link will be also underneath this video where it says show more. Click that and it will open up. If I haven't done so and there's something you like, let me know and I'll see what we can do about it. Okay, so let's get on with it. So Monday I was very busy, so I had to have something very quick. So I had some pasta and I made myself a carbonara. Last week, if you watched, I had gammon steaks with pineapple, and I actually had some of the gammon left in the fridge. So what I did was I cut that up, I made the carbonara with that and some. I just used spaghetti as the pasta, I didn't use anything different, and I made a nice creamy sauce to go with it. Tuesday I had a chicken breast and I sliced it thinly to make some scallops sort of, and I egged and breadcrumbed it, and I seasoned the breadcrumbs with some salt, pepper and a few chili flakes, and I fried that, pan fried it in shallow oil, and it was very nice. I served it up with some pan fried potatoes and some tender stem broccoli, and I also had some carrots and peas which I put on the side, and that made a very nice meal for Tuesday for me. So on Wednesday I just had a very simple meal because I was very busy, and I had a sandwich out at lunchtime. So when I came back I didn't have much time. I had some fresh mussels I'd bought the day before, and I just cooked the mussels in a little white wine, and I enjoyed those with some sourdough bread. That was as simple as that. That was Wednesday. So on Thursday I decided to have some Chinese. So I made myself, to start with, some wonton soup with some noodles. Wonton soup with noodles, and I enjoyed that, and I didn't quite have my fill with it, so I decided I'd make something else. So I went and rummaged around the fridge, and I made myself some fried rice, which was very tasty, and I also made myself a few spring rolls. I made 3. I only had 2 for my lunch, but I had 3 spring rolls for my lunch with the fried rice. So that made a very nice Chinese meal. I had it lunchtime, by the way. So Friday I decided I'd have a pork chop, and it was very nice. I started off with some grain mustard mash, and then the pork chop, which was an Iberica pork chop like I had the other week from the Black Pig here in Spain. That's the pig that roams underneath the acorns, under the oak trees. And I made a sort of ratatouille with some tomatoes and some courgette and a little onion, and I just mushed that in the small pan, and that was a nice tasty side. Now this is seasoned Yorkshire pudding. Now it's a cross between Yorkshire pudding and a stuffing. It doesn't rise up as like a Yorkshire pudding, but it's got sage and onion and things like that in it. And I do have a recipe on my website showing you how to make that. That was a very nice meal I had on Friday. So we come to Saturday, and Saturday I had one of my favourites of all time. I don't often have it, but I seem to have had it quite a bit this last few weeks, and it's English fish and chips. Now I had a nice piece of cod. Again, I saw some nice North Atlantic cod I bought, and I had that, I battered it and I made some nice crispy chips. And can I just say, I don't fiddle about twice or three times frying my chips. The best fish and chips come from shops in Yorkshire, and I've never known one of them in my whole life fry chips more than once. I think that's just a fad of these so-called celebrity chefs. They fry them once, let them cool, fry them again, and then fry them before they serve them. I think it's a lot of fiddle for nothing. Anyway, I made some nice crispy chips just frying them once. Pick the right potato and you can't fail. And I had with it the famous mushy peas. Now lots of people have asked me about how do I make mushy peas. So when I've shown you my meal, I've done a little clip just to show you about mushy peas and how you can make them. Okay? Now for those people always asking me about mushy peas, I have to tell you there's really only one way you can make mushy peas, and that's by using these. They're marrowfat peas. They're actually peas that have been dried. Okay, you can buy them in tins in the UK already reconstituted, but they have been dried. You can't make mushy peas with fresh garden peas, frozen peas or anything like that, or tinned peas. They have to be marrowfat peas. And what happens is, actually these ones, you actually get a little tablet in there with it, but normally when I make them, I buy the marrowfat peas and you put them in boiling water in a dish overnight with a teaspoonful of bicarbonate of soda. That's baking soda. Actually in this packet there is a little tablet in there which is already, you pop that in with it, and you leave that overnight. Then in the morning when you want to cook them, or the next day, you rinse them, put them in a pan with some water, cover them with water, and you boil them gently. And what happens is as they boil, they start to break down and become mushy. You don't have to mush them or mash them up or anything yourself. It does it on its own. And that's how mushy peas are made. Now I have actually made some with dried split green peas, which are much smaller. They look a bit like lentils when you buy them. But in actual fact, it doesn't give you exactly the same effect, but it's a very, very good substitute where you can't buy marrowfat peas. I don't know where in the world you can or you can't buy them. I can't buy them here in Spain, only with a very long journey to a shop that sells some English foods. So we come to today, that's Sunday lunch, which I've finished this Sunday afternoon now. So I had this for lunch, and if you remember on Tuesday, I had some chicken fillet and I breaded it and fried it. Well, I had some chicken fillet left, so what I did, I cut it into strips, made some goujons. I did exactly the same. I egged it and breaded it with the seasoned breadcrumbs, and I had a nice mixed salad with it. And the salad, I had some romaine lettuce, I had some rocket leaves, I had some lamb's lettuce, I had radishes, I cooked some a bit of sourdough bread, which I made some nice croutons with it, and some cherry tomatoes. That was a very, very nice salad. And I made a little bit of coleslaw, just a little bit. And in the fridge I had a few of those pan-fried potatoes left from the other day, only about half a dozen bits, and a few tablespoonful of peas. So I just popped those on. I didn't heat them up, I had them cold, and I had the warm chicken and the salad, and that was a beautiful lunch today. I really enjoyed it. Well, that's all I have for you this week. I hope you've enjoyed them as much as I enjoyed eating them. If you have any suggestions, questions, or anything at all, leave them in the comments underneath. I do read every single one, and I try to reply to as many as I possibly can. And don't forget what I said earlier. If you've any ideas, anything you want changing in this, anything you'd like to see adding to it, because it's new to me, new to you, and I want it to be something that you enjoy watching. So leave those comments below, and it's Mr. Paul saying bye for now, and I'll see you next time. Bye!